Hey there guys, welcome to another action figure review. And it's very appropriate that I'm drinking this blood orange flavored drink because today's review will deal with two characters that are well versed in blood. They're well versed in combat. Mortal Kombat, that is. So stick around as I review both Noob Saibot and Kotal Kahn from the Mortal Kombat 11 line by McFarlane. And I don't know where to start, to be honest. I think I'm gonna begin with let's start off with Kotal Kahn. So basically, with exception to like a glamour shot on the side and kind of like a logo, not like an actual like shot of the weapons that they usually associate the character with. Most of the box art is the same in regards to the coloring and just the placement of the logos. 22 articulation points, McFarlane Toys, NetherRealm Studios, WB. Everything seems to be practically the same, and I really don't know how to feel about kind of like the samey artwork, this box art artwork. I do like the window box on top. Too bad I'm gonna open them, so but this is beneficial to people that like to leave their action figures on card. Of course it says right here 14 plus, not a toy, but I mean, isn't Mortal Kombat rated M? Isn't that like 18 plus? But regardless, McFarlane Toys logo on top. Yeah, I mean, real yellow, even in the background, it's like all yellowed. And I mean, it denotes the game Mortal Kombat 11. I do believe the first wave of the figures though came in like a red and black box art. So I don't know if that's. I think I've made a point over and over again that I really am not a big fan of. I'm not really a big fan of like action figures, like lines, like replacing box art, And I think the glaring example that I always give out is like WWE in their Elite series. But I mean, even WWE in their Elite series, they've been around for a long time, and they update their box art maybe like every 15 or so waves of Elite figures. I think that's a good number to go by. I mean, you literally had the Mortal Kombat line. I think this is like Series 2 or Series 3, and they've already updated the box art from like Series 1. Of course, they don't got to worry about that because Mortal Kombat 11 is officially out the door. A new game is coming, and but I'll get to that once I get to like the Noob Saibot review. In the meantime, we're gonna look at this figure, Kotal Kahn, that didn't make the cut. Big open window for him. Looks great. Great pose. Of course, his headdress is a big part of the character, but obviously they couldn't have the headdress be attached to him in the box because it would really like expand the box by like this much. So I could see why they didn't. They decided to leave it as a separate piece. Plus, I think the headdress is the headgear is much more ceremonial. Matter of fact, the green paint is ceremonial. If you guys actually play the game. Yeah, technically this guy really isn't green, it's all paint, or at least that's what I'm led to believe, because his alternate skins actually show him as brown skin, and of course he's an Aztec warrior, which of course is a play on words on Aztec, and to me he would be a cool character, but they keep making him out to be a jerk, Even in Mortal Kombat X, he literally was gonna backstab everyone. He didn't want to team up against Shinnok. He wanted Shinnok and the Earthrealm Warriors to kind of weaken themselves, and then he would take over all the realms. Even though he had promised the Earthrealm Warriors that he would kind of I don't even think he promised like reinforcements, but at least he said that he would just stay out of the way, of what was going on between them. So right off the bat, he's untrustworthy. He is they try to make him seem like he was this honorable warrior, and he's not really this honorable warrior, even in Mortal Kombat 11. And I mean, they gave him Jade, which, by the way, that's Jesus Christ. How long has it been that in general, like, because I know the Mortal Kombat line has been through a lot, like Jazzwares. I know Jazzwares had the line for a while, or back in the day, I think, and what was it? I think even did NECA have the line for a brief spell? But all these companies have had like the Mortal Kombat license, and we've never gotten a Jade figure since what Mortal Kombat trilogy, like that 10-inch Jade figure. And it's, I don't know, it's something, there's something up with the fact that we just haven't gotten like really popular characters. Like I know for in regards to like the female ninjas, Katana just keeps being remade over and over again. She's a part of this McFarlane wave. She was also part of the, I'm trying to remember the line that was in NECA that had the line. Mesco, maybe? Wasn't Mesco? Or NECA? I don't know. But one of them had the line beforehand from Mortal Kombat X. And they made Katana, they made Raiden, they made Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And I think that was it for the line. And it's like we know Melina, even though Melina played a bigger role than Katana in that game. And yeah, like that's just me nitpicking. McFarlane has a license. He should be making more female combatants. Sonya Blade, Jade, Tanya, Li Mei, who is in the game, the new game. So hopefully he starts making that and not just keep making Liu Kang and Spawn all over again, even though it's a Mortal Kombat line, you know. But yeah, I digress. I want my Jade figure, damn it. Matter of fact, Storm Collectibles, what happened to those female ninjas? They were gonna make female ninjas of like Katana and Melina in the Mortal Kombat 2 attire. They've been announced them. I'm not saying that correctly. They had announced them like years back, and they've said nothing to it in that since then. Of course, there's this square peg right here, and of course there's a peg hole right here, and it's gonna attach right there, and it's a nice fit. And yeah, Kotal is pretty good. Nice green paint job. He it's very vibrant, that's for sure. I'm not adjusting my camera or anything. This dude is green, and different shades of green as well, if I do say so myself. His face and his body is different shades of green, because of course in the face he sweats a lot more, so it's a bit more washed. It's a bit more washed out, so you see a little bit of the brown come out on him, you know, brown and proud, you know, arriba la raza. So but yeah, so, which by the way, that kind of sucks how they jobbed them out in Mortal Kombat 11. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, so articulation wise, he does have double jointed elbows. He has a bicep cut, but of course this kind of shoulder pad, literal, not, well actually this is a shoulder pad. This is more like a what is this, other shoulder pad. So yeah, so it kind of gets in the way, but you could just finagle it around. Does he does not have any like wrist cut right here. I mean forearm cut, but he does have wrist rotation, and of course it's on the hinge. So there's multiple movement right here. There is no finger articulation at all for him. Concerning the chest, oh actually let's look at his head. He could actually look up pretty well, look down really well, turn it around really well. Let's see, chest wise, he does have a center cut, which I always appreciate. I always appreciate that waist cut. He also seems to have like this kind of diaphragm for extra chest articulation. He does not have butterfly joints. And he could do the splits pretty well, because I mean he's a combatant, he's a fighter. Double jointed knees, kind of stiff. No thigh cut, surprisingly. There is no thigh cut on him. So, I mean, I would have expected it. I mean, him being a combatant and a fighter, but I guess not. No boot cut. Just kind of like little hinge right here on the foot. But he does have toe articulation. Surprisingly, his chanclas articulate. So that's something right there. Toe articulation, and of course, sort of an ankle rocker, not really. Kind of rotates, but it kind of rotates slanted, so it's kind of like giving off that rocking motion. Of course, the hinge also goes up and down, and that kind of clears it for his articulation. The paint job, as I clearly stated, just smaller details. It's pretty well painted right here. I do not see any imperfections. The brown seems to have a weathered look to it, and that's really appreciative. The gold seems to gold and glisten, so that's pretty good as well. He came with this weapon right here, which is this big which is this big kind of like smoothed out sword, which is actually very representative of like the obsidian, you know, obsidian shards that the Aztec warriors would carry, because they were like blunt but sharp, you know. And I guess this is the blade right here as well for him, so it goes well with that whole Aztec motif or Mayan motif, whatever you guys want to designate him, you know. Different tribes, I know, but definitely NetherRealm was going for that native Latin, well, not Latin, native, yeah, native Mesoamerican kind of vibe, you know. And got to finagle his wrist to hold it, and let's see if there's actually any paint rub. I do not see any paint rub, so he could actually hold it pretty well like that. It's pretty cool. He also comes with this stand right here, but I think it's literally a McFarlane always putting the stand right here on the display. I think I'm just gonna leave this as is. I'm gonna keep this. I'm definitely going to keep this. I'm probably going to throw away the rest, but I'm definitely going to keep this for a good background. I'm not going to remove this, though, because it's just going to peel off and it's just going to leave like a ring, you know. It's a halo effect right there. So, I mean, this guy don't need a stand. I mean, maybe he does, but I'm not going to store him in a way that he's going to need a stand for a long time. He's pretty cool. Let's see how he actually sizes up. So I actually managed to get this is the actual the Soda state-of-the-art toys Ryu, and of course, as you could see, Kotal, but I mean, he's meant to be way bigger. He's a Kahn, so he's meant to be bigger than those figures. So the 7-inch scale, because this is technically a 7-inch figure, actually scales pretty well with these Soda Street Fighters. As you can see, the Sakura is even much more dwarfed to Kotal right here. But of course, we got a big gun right here. We got T-Hawk, fellow Mexicano. And T-Hawk is actually sizing up to Kotal pretty well. Nice use of sizing right there. But just in case you guys want a good look at my face, I'm just kidding. Just in case you guys want to see, I think Kotal is a bad indicator of like the sizes, because this guy also dwarfs this Jada Ryu. And remember one thing, I actually am a big fan of the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat figures, which by the way, if anyone wants to hook me up with that MK3 Sub-Zero, I mean this masked MK3 Sub-Zero, please do. Or even better, if by any chance Storm Collectibles were to be watching this video, they're not, but if in any case they were to be watching this video, I definitely want a re-release of the blue Sub-Zero. I got Scorpion, I got Reptile. I'd be happy just having Sub-Zero. I mean, these are fucking pricey. These are really expensive figures as it is. And the thing is that they're sized pretty well with the McFarlane toys, and that's exactly what I thought right there. As you can see, they're sized pretty well. Reptile is slightly smaller, but not dwarf like Ryu is compared to Kotal Kahn. Of course, the real test is going to happen with the next figure that I'm going to review. But before I close this review on Kotal, I like to say that this guy is going to get he's going to get a 7.5 out of 10. He's definitely worth his retail price, but I wound up actually getting him on clearance, and I think he's still on clearance. Real big shame, because this is actually a really nice figure. If you guys could find him for like the 10 bucks that he's going on clearance for, I'd say go for it. That's all I'm gonna say, and we're gonna move on to the next figure. For the next figure, we get to the whoa Chinese ninja warrior with a heart so cold, Noob Saibot. He's actually Bihan, which going back to it, MK1 is dropping. This isn't a promotion for that game, but I am looking forward to that game. And of course, for the first time since for the first time since not only MK9 in 2011, but for the first actual time since like Mortal Kombat Mythologies in 1997, we actually get to play as Bihan as Sub-Zero, the original Sub-Zero. That's the guy from MK1. And yeah, spoiler alert, in the original timeline and even in the updated Mortal Kombat X timeline, Sub-Zero winds up becoming Noob Saibot. Or actually, no. Yeah, he does. I mean, he dies technically in Mortal Kombat 9, but that's the timeline that it happened in, you know. But yeah, so anyways, Bihan is Noob Saibot, and I'm a big fan of this character. A big reason why is because of Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Nintendo 64. Yes, I know. He's broken, and it's not my fault. He was broken, and I just navigate. Like I used to play games just because I would play video games. I didn't know anything about technique. I didn't know anything about strategy. I just thought the black ninja dude that looks like a shadow looked cool, and he just so happened to have a ball that, you know, like literally disable the attacks of the opponent, and I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. I would have many matches with myself playing Noob and my older brother playing Sub-Zero. Of course, I wound up winning most of them. Yeah, of course, I wound up winning most of those matches. And but yeah, so I just thought this character was cool. Was glad to see him in MK9, but was definitely stoked to see him in MK11. This is his look right here. Not sure how to feel though about that Dr. Claw voice that they gave him. I'll get you next time, Gadget. You know, like I don't know whose idea was it to give him that voice, but regardless, such a cool character. I'm glad that Noob is back. I mean, more than likely we're not gonna see Noob in this game unless he's like a cameo fighter and they're just like using past iterations of characters as cameo fighters. I don't think we're going to see Noob as an actual playable character since Bihan is actually going to be in the story now as Sub-Zero, and I think Kuai Lian, who was the second Sub-Zero, he's now Scorpion, which I don't know what that means for Hanzo, you know, but whatever. I mean, I am going to say it would be a big disappointment if they wound up just going back retreading the same storyline for the third time. Sub-Zero winds up being Noob again. I hope they don't go that. I hope they don't take that route again, because I think it would make for a much more interesting storyline to have either Kuai Liang become Noob Saibot, or have Hanzo be actually Noob Saibot in some way or form or fashion, or have no Noob Saibot at all. You know, we don't really need a Noob Saibot. I do need a Noob Saibot action figure in my collection, hence why he's here. So let's open him up and review him now. So here we go. Okay. So same thing, same background, same accessories on this guy. Looks pretty awesome though. Weird. That's so odd. So we already see like some production differences. So this guy right here, you know, it's smoothed out. Right here he has like a little added kind of, what the heck? That's pretty weird. Is this to hold the figure, or maybe this is actually to hold? You know what? This looks like like the shape of it looks like it's a gun. Was this possibly for like a Jax figure, like a Jax? Like, because I know Jax has that boomstick as an accessory in the game. Was that what they were trying to achieve right here? I don't know. But the stand, it just says Mortal Kombat. There's no need to open it. You know, if it were to say like Noob or have his logo or emblem, the Brotherhood of Shadow logo, and maybe Kotal Kahn has like his own like Imperial symbol on it, that would be awesome. But you know, yeah. All right, let's take a look at this figure. And I could tell you right off the bat, I'm just liking how he's sculpted, but I already have a weird feeling that the his articulation is definitely going to be hindered due to like all this plastic molding around him. But yeah, let's take a good look. He seems though to be well articulated. Bicep cut, double jointed elbows, wrist rotation, pretty awesome right here. Of course, it's on a hinge right here, but of course the kind of like the gauntlet gets in the way, so he can't really do it that well. Same for right here. He can't really do it that well, but double jointed elbows. Does not have a waist. Oh, does have a waist cut. Oh, that's pretty awesome. He actually has a waist cut. He also has a diaphragm rotation. And actually, it looks like it's doing much better than Kotal, despite having all this rubberized like fabric on top of him. Yeah, he's not gonna look as well as Kotal or down as well as Kotal, but still, the fact that this hood could actually be like finagled to like move around is actually a good plus. It's not really hard molded plastic. Can do the splits pretty well. Once again, McFarlane does not believe in thigh cuts, I believe. Double jointed knee, double. Oof, that's pretty. Might have to do the hot water trick, because if I do say so myself, it's supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be a double jointed. There it is. I'm gonna break the figure. Double jointed knee, double jointed, double jointed knee. He also has toe articulation, so that's awesome. But of course, it's hindered. No boot cut right here, and of course, the foot is gonna have the same kind of like rocking, but not rocking effect. And paint wise, he looks excellent. Kind of has like a slight gold sheen to him, which is very reminiscent of like Scorpion and that one skin from like Mortal Kombat X. But the silver, the gold, the black, but then like kind of like the weathered brown really makes this figure pop. I would have preferred having just an all black Noob Saibot figure, but I'm happy with this guy as well as is. I think, you know, the reason I technically got this guy is because I don't think, I'm actually one of the people that I don't think we're gonna get a Noob Saibot figure in the near future, just given that, you know, I think the story on the story on this character has closed. Watch Noob Saibot get announced like for like Combat Pack 2 like 3 months from now or something. But I don't think he's gonna be in any. I don't think he's gonna be in the next Mortal Kombat game, other than maybe a cameo. And even then, I don't think he's actually gonna get an action figure by McFarlane in the next wave. But you know who should get a McFarlane figure in the next wave? Melina or Jade, or I don't know, or Aaron Black. You know, I'm shocked Aaron Black didn't get a figure by McFarlane, to my knowledge. And that's maybe because of the guns. You know, McFarlane doesn't like putting guns on his figures, but because it's not cool. But I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. But okay, let's actually do a size comparison. First of all, let's actually do a size comparison between these two figures. And I know McFarlane gets a knock a lot of the time. He does get a knock for the scaling on his figures being kind of samey, and I hate to be the guy. But yeah, like I think Kotal should be slightly taller than Noob, and they're kind of like the same size. That's not looking pretty good. As you can see, that means Noob is gonna dwarf Ryu right here. It's gonna dwarf Ryu. Of course, dwarf Sakura. Not gonna dwarf T-Hawk, which by the way, this Soda T-Hawk is incredible. I'm hoping Jada is able to improve upon him, because he's actually one of the, you know, Ultra Street Fighter 2 cast, but I see them having a hard time trying to top this incredible figure. This guy's like a 9 figure, you know, but 9.5 figure. Yeah, but anyway, no, not 9 figure. So yeah, as you could see, so you could already tell right off the bat that you're gonna have to do some like little light movie magic to make both of these guys the same. You know, if you're trying to pose your Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat line, you know. But I mean, it's possible, it's doable, you know. But yeah, like I just, like I said, I do not think that that maybe actually maybe Jada, whatever they're called, maybe they could get the license. Obviously they're not going to get the license to Mortal Kombat 1. McFarlane is all up on that to make figures from that game, but the same way that Storm is actually making figures for Street Fighter 5 and possibly now Street Fighter 6, Jada got the license for an older game, which was Ultra Street Fighter 2. Why doesn't Jada try to get the license for, like, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and make Ultimate Mortal Kombat versions of all these characters, like all the characters that I recommended, plus the Blue Sub-Zero, plus the robots, which are also made by Storm, but they're hella expensive, plus characters that we didn't think we would ever see get made. I don't know, like from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, who I don't think would ever get made, like Striker, like the baseball cap Striker, But let's see. The most important thing is I actually want to see how Reptile and Noob compare, and yeah, they're actually almost the same size. So yeah, so that's the reason why I got this version of Noob, because I'm like, when are they ever gonna make a UMK3 ninja version of Noob Saibot? So that's the reason why I got this guy, so I could just pose him with this guy and my Scorpion and just cry about the fact that Sub-Zero has been out of print since the longest, and he's like going for like $300 on the secondary market, But yeah, let's see his scythe. Before we end it with Noob, he actually has a scythe, which is actually a new weapon, a weapon that's new to him. I don't think did he have a scythe? I forgot what his weapon was in like the Deception era of games. Was it a scythe? I don't think it was this specific scythe though, but looks pretty cool. Makes him look like the Grim Reaper. I think that's what the intention was with this figure. But yeah, not much else I could say about Noob Saibot. Definitely like the sculpting on him. Thought the rubber would get in the way of his articulation. It really didn't. Actually, this guy wasn't on clearance, but paid retail on him, but he's well worth the retail price. So let's give him a good, let's give him a solid 7.9 out of 10 or an 8, whatever you guys want to decide. Definitely do not regret making this purchase, and that's it for the review. Other than that, watch me review other fighting game figures in the near future. Watch me complain about the fact that McFarlane just keeps releasing Scorpions and Liu Kangs and Sub-Zeros and doing nothing with the rest of the cast. Hopefully Natara makes it to the game. I heard she was rumored to be in the game, but they haven't. It's like that Comic-Con scream or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe she gets in the game, maybe not. Maybe she's just a cameo. I really don't know. But I'm hoping MK1 does not disappoint, and because then I'm just gonna have a harder time buying the figures. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks again for sticking around, watching me review figures, and that's it. Guess I could just down this fatality, this drink, and yeah. Flawless victory. Anyways, guys, peace and love like always, and catch you in the next one, and I am out. Finish him.